Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Sparkles here. I got a haircut. I really love my haircut. Well, today is the day we read part 7 of My Dad Told Me Never to Go into the Basement. So, yeah, before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell down below. And let's get on to the video. But wait. Today I'm going to try something new. At the end of this video, I'm going to say a quote about sparkles. And that's going to be our everyday new thing. It's about sparkles. Since I do have a new haircut and everything's going to be starting out fresh and new. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get on to it. I've been gone for 14 days, 14 nights. Literally a fortnight. Don't go into the basement. I have to write it all down. Make sure I can still remember it because Dad was right. He whispered to me every night for years. Don't ever go down there. I'm writing this here because I know my big brother will find this. I hope. Hey dude, I'm really sorry, but hear this right now. A proclamation, or the highest caliber, the most important of all importance. You have to find me. This isn't a joke. The only reason you would be reading this is because, let me guess, I am missing. I am not at home. I am not at work. I am not at a friend's house. So, you came to my private storage locker, which means you went through some things to find it. Things I know I will owe you for. Consider that debt repaid. If you can actually work where I am, because here is the really big problem. I don't know where I am. I will be once you read this. I know where I'm going, but I don't know where I am going. You see, you will. You have to, because I'm really, very truly frightened. Not scared, you understand. Scared is the name of that thing you feel. That deep, guttural instinct that tells you to run. Run for as long as hard as you can. It only takes a fraction of a second, that fraction, when someone touches your back and you had no idea anybody was behind you. That fraction when they do that thing in a movie where someone keeps flipping the machine cabinet mirror. Medicine cabinet mirror back and forth. When is that freaking thing going to pop out at you? And then the thing pops out and your breath catches. That is scared. I am frightened. Utterly afraid for my life. Every second of every passing minute. And I've been afraid for 14 nights. A fortnight. I went to visit Father's sport pal. You know, that big, hairy, quiet dude. It took a picture in the paper to spark the memory. Dad, the mayor, shaking hands at the start of another construction project for the town. He wasn't beside Dad or the mayor, he was behind them. Long and wide and straight up, eyes fixed on the back of Dad's head. Even now, after everything, still can't remember his name. He knew who I was as soon as I stepped out of the car, framed in the door of his home, a long rifle in his hand. I gave him a name, and his eyes sparkled for a passing second. I was Dad's son. Went into the house with him. Stupid. Wake up on the basement floor. I know it from the very moment I am conscious again. Dad, smell, musky air. Musky, the air is so wet and thick. The fragrance wraps up my cavities, and then they were landing on my tongue. I taste the stale, salty, wet air. I gag on it. Mercifully, there is a light on, a solitary beacon above my head, almost too bright. That would hurt my eyes. At first, I think I am in our basement. My heart ripples, body tensing in anticipation. Muscles strain and tear against the ropes biting into my skin. I feel my arms floating. Look down and realize I am strapped to a chair and haven't been long enough for the tingling numbness to begin trickling down my legs. I'm trying not to focus on anything. I don't want to see what's down here. The whole air is silent. A faint ringing in my ears pulsates over my body, my heart pumping a furious frenzy of deep bellowing bass tones. I dare to chance a look around me, knowing is always better. Barren, a wasteland of thick, hard gray brick, as it must have looked in the beginning. The lone builder breathless, covered in musk and grime, and the salt of the earth beholden to his creation. Lay three of me down, head to toe, across formation. You have a sense of how small the room was. The air cracks as first words draw breath. At least I think they are words. They are stretched, disordered words, flung from the mouth and torn apart. The guts ripped out of them. What has come to me on this night is surely the most absurd of signs that I am part of something greater. He's behind me. I catch a whiff of salted air. It spreads across the back of my neck, hot to the touch, but by the time it curls around my face, my eyes sting from a biting frost. He speaks again. A low-pitched warble of speech that spews out from the bottom of his throat. Who do you think it is when the light settles and the ground is above you? Who do you see? I try to twist my head around to see him, my neck craning from side to side, but he must be directly behind me. There is some kind of draft in the room, a swirling mass of air that licks my face. For the first time, a howling sound slides over me, warm molasses dripping onto my head, hypnotic waves of air that scream, howling cries of the wind that carries the sound of the dead. He leaves, his body brushes by mine. I watch the back of him disappear up the stairs. I catch his last fleeting words. Wait. When the time is right, it'll come for you. He is gone. I struggle against the ropes, but they are too tight. That sound is pulsating, growing stronger than a hand clamps down on my shoulder. A strong grip. Clammy to touch, a stifled scream. When did he come back downstairs? He speaks softly into me. Almost forgot. You must bear witness. My camera keeps going down for some freaking reason. I hear the squealing scraping of wood against stone before I realize he's turning me around. That's when I see it. I was scared before, scared when I realized he was drugging me, scared when I woke up in the basement, scared when he started speaking to me in that twisted voice. Now I'm frightened, terrified to the very core. I am staring, staring at a hole in the wall. No, not a hole. A tunnel. An abyss. The opening is huge, almost as tall as me, twice as wide. The walls are gonded, like the tunnel was scraped out by broken and bloodied nails. All I can see is the darkness at the end of it. It's the most suffocating blackness I have ever seen. And spewing forth is that sound, unrelenting, digging into me. Leaves me again. I don't need to ask him anything. Whatever has been haunting me, I know. I know this is where it comes from. I feel it deep in my gut. That is so creepy. So I sit down to the chair, unable to move. Once or twice I try rocking my chair back and forth, trying something, anything to make it so I don't see that hole anymore. I manage to fall backwards, my head hitting the floor, and a deep, ringing pain swells within me. But it's futile. The sound brings him down. He calmly sets the chair right again. He wants me looking, staring into the deep, endless, dark tunnel. He wants me waiting. That is the worst part of everything. The waiting. Surely whatever comes out of the tunnel can't be worse than the images I conjure up. All those hours staring into it, but then I become even more afraid, because I know it can be worse. That it almost certainly will be. My mind can't comprehend such horrors. He brings me water and stale bread several times a day. At least I think he does. All concept of time is ruined for me in the dark. I didn't know how long I had been gone for until I escaped. There were times I wouldn't even know he was there until I felt him breathing behind me. Only once did he say more than a few words to me. It was the only time he sounded normal. I couldn't see him, only heard the words that formed his story, which in many ways is our story. I will try and recount it as best as I can. I didn't want this. You have to know that. Any of it. If your father hadn't, well, I don't know what would have happened. You were just a little boy when he came to me. He wanted to build a basement. I didn't ask why. I didn't really care. As long as he paid me. It was simple enough project, except he wouldn't use machines. He was adamant about it. Took us 3 times as long, but I wasn't complaining. Paid by the hour, you know. It was tough work. The earth was cold and hard, slabs of granite and limestone in every direction. No matter where we dug, by the end it didn't look like much. Nothing more than a dark square hole, a wound in the ground. I'm so tired. I never said this to your father. Sorry. but I was relieved when it was over. The money was good, but every night I went home after hours of digging and hauling solid rock. I barely slept. Unusually unusual on a project like that. That I am at the moment my head hits the pillow, but this was different. My head sleeps. Oh, my sleeps were plagued. Nightmares infested in my head. I would snap up, sure there was someone in my house. I would open my door and look down the stairs, unable to move. Like those nights when I was a kid, I just knew a monster would appear in my doorway, ready to consume me, leave my withered corpse for my parents to find in the morning. Except it wasn't over. I had all the tools packed in the truck when he came out. He just looked at me, eyes boring into me. I have never seen him look like that. He said, "We're not done," and got into the truck. We drove to my house, and he told me, now we had to build one here. I didn't want a basement in my house. I didn't need one. But he grabbed me by the shoulders and said, we have to. I don't know why. I agreed. Something in his eyes. The dude was possessed. When we finished this basement, I found him smashing a hole in the wall. At this point, I stopped asking questions. Something was wrong with him. But he was your father, you know. You didn't say no to him. He said he'd pay me double to haul rock out. So I took the money, hauled his rock out. It took him a month to carve out the tunnel. And then one day he was gone. He was missing for a month. You wouldn't remember it. The police searches. You were too young. But I never told anyone. I knew where it was. At least I knew where he had gone. Down into the deep. Do you see? He summoned it. Brought it back. He was there one night in my doorway. My nightmare came true. He told me to meet him in the basement. And he showed me. The howling began. You hear it now. The howling, sorry. You hear it now. You will see soon enough. I didn't know what to say. Part of me was trying to dismiss it. Nothing more than Lancey from a broken man. But I knew better. The howling continues. Great billowing wails that penetrate sprung from the death of the monstrous black. For me, sometimes I could block it out, soften the blow, but it was always there, as steady as the heart beats within my chest, and then it stops. I've never known such silence, such an absence of sound. It felt as though every molecule had been sucked out of the air, drawn towards it. The tunnel. I couldn't help but look. I had decided long ago that I would not shut my eyes. Whatever happened, I wanted to face it head on. How wrong was I? The darkness had end of the tunnel ripples. That is the only word I know to describe that. It's it best. Describes it best. Do you remember that pond? The one we found tucked away in the dark corners of the forest behind our house. It was so deep that even during the day the sun was high above the tree line and it looked black, like how I imagined the holes in space would look. The ones that would suck matter into a deep unknown. We used to find the biggest rocks we could and toss them in the middle. Remember? I remember, staring at the splash they made. Those deep ripples, billowing out until they disappeared. That's what they looked like at first. The blackness rippling. Then I see a hand clinging against the wall of the tunnel. Except it isn't really a hand. The shadow of one, maybe. Can't focus on it. The darkness is too great. Then I see the unmistakable white. Two eyes lingering from out of the black. The spidery limbs spew out of opening. I don't know that I am screaming until he is behind me. Soft hand on my neck. Then the thing is crawling, slithering toward us. I've gone. I close my eyes despite the promise I made to myself. He whispers in my ear, "We told you not to come down here." And then more screaming. Except this time, it is not my own. I don't understand it at first. All I hear is him screaming, and then suckling sound, a sticky wet sopping like gums, and tongues mashing food. Then heavy breathing, struggling, choking, a heavy crash. I open my eyes and see his body on the ground. But it's not his body anymore. It's the body of something that has been dead for 100 years. Mummified, dry skin, and cracked. His face a grunt, masquerade, dark, sunken holes where his eyes used to be. Raspy wet breathes from behind me. I count 1 Mississippi. It is close now, right beside my head, to Mississippi. Hot breaths in my ear. 3 Mississippi. Words I will never forget. Go into the basement. I don't remember passing out. All I remember next is waking up in my storage locker, my laptop open, its screen glowing in the darkness. That's when I remember my phone had set record. I went to his house. I found the file. Cursed when I saw it was only a few seconds long. Then I pressed play and heard the sound of the howling tunnel. And it all clicked. Do you remember now? Those nights. Hey, sorry, I had to take that phone call. I'm gonna read it again. And it all clicked. Do you remember now? Those nights laying in bed trying to shut the sagging, the sound of wind out? It wasn't the wind, it was the tunnel. I heard it the night I found my dad in the basement. When I saw the thing haunting me. There is a tunnel in our basement. There has to be. So that is where I go now. Deep down, I always knew I had to go. Find that tunnel, big brother, and you will find me. Okay, there's a clip that I'm gonna try and click on it, and hopefully it plays. It's the sound, I think, of the howling, but I'm not sure. So that's the sound of the tunnel. Okay, guys, so don't forget that I'm doing this thing now. So don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle. That's one of the quote. That was quote 1 today. Guys, I hope y'all like my haircut because I really do. I feel my age now than I did with that other haircut. I can do so much with this hair now. But thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.